Hello, welcome to Spark Joy Astrology. I hope you're having a beautiful Thursday. It is December 7th, and yes, friends, I am on the YouTube land 2 days in a row. I'm getting back at it, getting back in my groove. But I could not leave out this special day because Mercury is going to be making 3 trines to Jupiter, and that is because Mercury is going to be going retrograde. But right now, Mercury is in that pre-shadow phase, slowing down, moving through the degrees that Mercury will be retrograding back through starting December 13th. So first of 3 times that Mercury will be trining Jupiter is going down tonight at 9:08 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And this is really about flowing communication, right? Mercury is the archetype all about communication. And Jupiter is that expansive, yes, blissful, lucky energy. So trines are by the nature of Jupiter. So this energy connecting to Mercury really gives us this big communicative yes. And I drew a tarot card to ask the cosmos, the universe, what energy could speak to me through the deck. And I drew an Ace of Rods, which, friends, an ace always represents new beginnings. So how very perfect that this is the beginning of Mercury's retrograde cycle in this pre-shadow phase as it reaches out to Jupiter through a trine. We are given this huge yes, right? That creative new beginnings that is the Ace of Rods, and then just the aspect itself. So what is also really interesting about Mercury trining Jupiter, not only is it the first time that it's going to go down in this pre-shadow phase, but it will happen again in the retrograde motion on December 18th. And then lastly, in the post-shadow phase, going back over the degrees on January 19th. Now, what degrees am I talking about? Mercury will be retrograding from 8 degrees of Capricorn back down to 22 degrees of Sagittarius. If you have any natal planets in this range or opposite or at that 90-degree range, you're very activated by this particular aspect. And a beautiful part about it as well is that at 9:08 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, exactly when it is exact, Venus will be opposite Jupiter by 2 degrees. Venus is at 4 degrees of Scorpio and Jupiter is at 6 degrees of Taurus. Taurus, the house of sensuality, of our 5 senses, and Scorpio, the feeling deep, bubbling from all the depths of our desires, is being connected by Jupiter and Venus. Jupiter and Venus are the 2 benefics of the cosmos. So whenever they are connected, there is some good energy flowing. This particular aspect between Jupiter and Venus, this opposition, is exact on December 9th. So we have a few more days before it's exact, but we're definitely in that range of feeling it at that 2-degree orb. So what is it? Well, it's sensuality and deep feelings. This is an electrifying of the senses that's happening, focusing on our desires and even taboos, with it being Scorpio and that Taurus sensuality. So investigating our deep desires, maybe even going into some extravagance, some overdoing it, because, Jupiter likes to overdo things, and with an opposition to Venus, it could be very much overdoing the electrifying of our senses. But when there's an opposition, it gives us the chance to really dive deep into seeing all the aspects of that. So very exciting there, friends. We also have Jupiter making a sextile to Mercury. So again, 2-degree orb, but this is a beautiful energy that allows us to express ourselves, especially in relationships, because it is Venus. So a sextile is by the nature of Venus. So isn't that interesting that Jupiter is by the nature of, is helping us with the trine, and then Venus is helping us with the sextile, and these 2 characters are connecting to Mercury, the planet of communication, of information, of all the beautiful intel, that lovely busy bee energy. So yes, friends, basically a big, huge flowing yes and when it comes to communication. And if you didn't watch my video yesterday, we had another big yes from the cosmos with Neptune going direct. And the day before that, we had Venus trining Saturn. So 3 days in a row with yes, yes, yes. All right, we also have a beautiful aspect happening, and this happened a little earlier at 5:12 p.m. Our lovely sun came into a trine with Chiron. Chiron's also going retrograde and will end this retrograde motion on December 26th. So we're going inward with some healing intel, if you will, healing our own emotional nature. When the sun trines Chiron, it is a beautiful aspect when it comes to healing, stepping into sensitivity to really overcome past wounds. Or maybe even stepping into being a healer yourself, right? The sun is our life purpose, our path. And when Chiron is making a trine to it, you can really step into those parts of yourselves that are the healer. It's a very highly intuitive energy. And the card that I drew for this particular aspect was the Three of Cups. This is a card that is, it's one of my favorite ones. It's always represented by three characters that you can tell really love each other, coming together, basically having a party. So I felt intuitively that it's about having a reunion with parts of ourselves that we've been denying, that have needed to be healed. But now with this beautiful healing energy flowing in, starting to feel that yesterday was when we felt that begin, and it will linger on until the 8th. But really beautiful ability to feel it. And just like Venus being opposite Jupiter and sextiling Mercury, this particular aspect at 5:12 p.m. also has the moon opposite Chiron and sextiling the sun. You gotta love that symmetry, friends. So you have this sensitivity to overcome wounds. Then you have Chiron opposite the moon. This is really getting into our feeling nature, really being able to analyze how our emotions are wrapping around this, this ability to overcome wounds or step into your healing self. And then the sextile between the sun and the moon is a beautiful aspect. It is a harmonizing, a balancing, right? It's by the nature of Venus, between the yin and the yang. So how incredibly beautiful. This day is one where potent conversations, emotions are flowing. We might be a little sensitive intuitively to really be able to have some great connection today. And again, remember that this Mercury trine Jupiter, this is the first of 3. So whatever's happening today, maybe journal about it, because again, December 18th, when Mercury's in retrograde motion, we're going to experience it again. And that's maybe when we're more working inwardly with whatever themes are coming up today. And then in the post-shadow phase on January 19th, we might really be implementing the lessons that we learned externally into our world. So that is that, friends. I love you oh so much, and I'm wishing you so much joy and so much light. And I'll see you soon. Mwah.